Alright, so we're here at the Kia dealership and we're going to do a quick pre-purchase inspection for a potential buyer. The vehicle we're going to be looking at is a 2018 BMW 330i. We're going to be checking it out.
Those wraps are pretty common these days.
We're in the BMW. We're going to do a quick test drive and report back. We're scanning some codes live as well. So here we're doing a quick walk around, just doing an exterior check, making sure that the wheels, tires, brakes, all the lighting works, and then we're going to make our way to the inside and do a full button functionality test as well. Okay, so things like this small dent right here, we do offer that in our pre-purchase inspection package. That's something to look out for. Any bondo work, frame damage. There's a lot of things that don't make it to the Carfax, for those of you that don't know. So personally, I don't ever really trust the Carfax to be the end-all be-all for, you know, getting the green light on a car purchase. But we do offer several packages and allow the client to make sure that they are getting what they want and they're not being charged for anything they don't want or need. So small details like that, some people expect that with a 6-year-old car. This is a 2018, and this particular client is not looking for perfection, but he is looking for reliability, and BMW doesn't always have a lot of reliability. However, in this case, being that it's been well taken care of, has a good service history at the very least, I'm making sure that we go through it with a fine-tooth pick, and we're going to get it on a lift as well in a little bit. As far as the interior is concerned, there's a lot of aftermarket stuff that's been added. Carbon fiber center console cover, the trim molding there, the gear selector. The infotainment system is actually not the stock one. If I remember correctly, some vehicles will come with a smaller screen. This one has CarPlay built into it, so that's another way that I was able to identify that that's not the original. Also, when I go into reverse, the camera does not work. So we were able to scan it, and we have no engine codes or transmission codes. At the moment, that does not mean that there are no codes that might have existed. It simply means that there are none at this time. And we do have some codes for some other components here, but these are, again, not very important for the sake of determining whether or not the car is in a reliable state. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just get in here and run through all the buttons again. I did a vast majority of them as I was driving, but it's always good to go through everything again, make sure everything works, the heated components, the signals, the amenities, like everything in the HVAC system, the radio and whatnot. Little things that people forget to check when they are in the excitement of looking at a vehicle. Make sure that all the doors unlock and lock when the button is depressed. Making sure the windows all roll up and down. I did check that already during my test drive. And then see here, again, a little more carbon fiber. What is this? Oh, it looks like a tracker. The back's really clean. Doesn't actually look like anybody's been sitting in the back. This is a one owner, by the way, so that's nice. Alright, so another detail that a lot of people overlook is date coding the tires. Now, obviously, you look at the brakes, you can tell that looks pretty good. Tires can look good, but can be old, and you don't want tires. You really don't want to drive on tires more than 6-7 years old. It should be the cutoff for most people, but the date code is right here. So 0823, that's the 8th week of 2023, and that's dated all around. So this car is sitting on some pretty decently aged Pirellis, and I believe this car does come stock with Pirellis, so Where, you know, whoever owned it last must have taken it to the dealership for replacement tires. All right, we're gonna take it into the lift and see if we can't see the undercarriage. So we're inside the dealership. Kia Riverdale has been very accommodating. They allowed me to go ahead and put the car on a lift. Now, of course, this is something that I do charge extra for, and so the client is paying for this to be checked. Some dealerships don't have lifts. Some places are too busy. So I try to make sure I tell the client to schedule this in advance. This way I can get there and check the car out properly. And there's no holdups, no waiting, no lack of a lift available. Alright, so we're just going to go through the undercarriage now, inspect some of the bushings, the joints, sway bar links, anything that has been changed for any leaks, anything missing, and see if we report back something. Ideally, we don't report back anything, but, you know, see things like that. Makes me take a closer look to make sure that there's nothing that's been replaced here. In case that it was, we get an idea of what was replaced. And so for this one, at least, I'm going to assume this cable here, the one on the left, looks a lot shinier than the one on the right. And if we follow that one, it goes towards the, it's either going to be a brake sensor, brake pad wear sensor, or, which is way over there. I doubt it's this wheel speed sensor. So it's got to be the brake sensor for sure. Because we can say that with some confidence because the brakes are brand new. So, all right, let me go through the rest of the car and see. Also on these cars, a big thing is to do aftermarket exhaust systems on them. And I mean, I personally had a 2015 BMW 328i, and I went ahead and I chopped this off. I took that off, made it a wide pipe. But this all here is completely stock. This is the secondary catalytic converter, and the primary catalytic converter is up here. It is stock. So far, so good. No indication of any leaks. Except down here, we got something going on over here. That's gonna have to get checked out. So it looks like whoever did the suspension on this allowed that to go too far down, and it hit the boot on the axle. So that's no good. That's got to get redone. You see how separated, how much further apart that one is? This here is way too far down. So for reference, that's 2 fingers of clearance. So there's going to be about 3 fingers of clearance from the bottom of the shock mount there. So he'll definitely need an axle, and he'll need that to get pushed back up. Bushings look good though. And there is a leak over here. That's no good, no good, no good. Small little dab here, but that's dried up. And nothing else to report over here. No leaks on this side. All right, so I'm gonna have him bring the car down, and then I'll take a look at what that leak is from. All right, guys, long story short, PPI was concluded. The car was overall given a green light, and the buyer was told that, you know, it had XYZ problems that existed, and that he has my approval to go ahead and get the car. There was nothing significant that I found, so he's gonna go check it out and see if he can't make a deal. All right, we're out.